Facing narcotics, growing long. I wrote this shit and talked about the word addiction. To my niggas.
Yo, everybody, welcome to FMPO show After Hours. After Hours special. 2 shows, second show of the day. I'm AWOL, your host, and I'm with my lovely co-host, the one and only
Chef B. Remy.
And today we got a special guest.
Very, very special guest. We have student athlete Aaron Young A. Ray. He's the youngest of the Ray family.
Last of the Mohicans of the Ray dynasty.
He's the last one up.
Absolutely.
And he definitely has a story to tell. Obviously, like you guys know, we're bringing you motivation, inspiration, and information today. Aaron Ray. We're going to talk about his motivational story and all the different things that he's gone to get to the point that he's at today. So let's dive in.
Absolutely. Aaron's had a very, very, very special journey. It's been rigorous. He's had many hurdles to overcome. But he's landed exactly right where he wanted to be. Well, a lot of us that are aspiring to be, collegiate student athletes, he's made it to the Division I level. And, this time next year, he'll be getting prepared for his professional career. So that's right where you want to be. He's getting a lot of his goals and ambitions and things that he set out to do many years ago. Things are starting to come into fruition now. He's getting his goals accomplished, but he's had his rocky journey, and that's what this show is for, to provide these motivational stories, because you are probably going through the same thing, or probably will go through the same thing, and it's best when you hear from the horse's mouth itself, somebody who's walked that same road as you will walk one day, or are currently walking right now, and can give you that advice, give you some experience that they, some wisdom that they've acquired along the way, and that's what this is for. That's what this is for. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. B-Ray, are we gonna start? How about B-Ray? You go ahead and start us off. I don't know how we're gonna introduce Aaron. Introduce Aaron Ray to the people. For the people that don't know him, man, Aaron, go ahead and talk to the people, man. For the people that don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll go ahead and get started with the questioning and kind of picking up where your career is at.
What's up? My name is Aaron Ray, and the person I am off the court is a quiet person. Play video games a lot, chill with family, hang out with friends. On the court, I'm aggressive. I like to play hard, both ends of the floor, offense and defense. Mm-hmm. I take pride in winning. I know everybody hate losing. I definitely sure hate losing. And that's it. That's Aaron Ray.
In a nutshell, he's
how old are you today?
And I'm 22, and I'll be 23 September.
Excellent. Going into your senior year now, correct?
Yes.
Where at?
I'm going to my senior year, Southern University. That's all the way in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, so I'm on the other side, and that is...
Louis, look here, look where you at, look at the vibes.
Hot!
Look at the vibes, let's watch them vibes in.
Multiple layers to it, man. We're not just talking about the weather.
Hey yo, Bix, why you smoking?
It's hot down here.
It's hot, yeah.
I thought you said bring some.
The weather's bipolar a little bit,
You said weed now? Treyway shit, man. Treyway, look out for that Treyway strand, man. Treyway got a strand coming out. I'm not gonna tell you from who or from where or why.
Good, comfortable clothes out there.
You buy the water, so I know you get all water. You get all that. You get a lot of crazy weather when you buy the water. You always do.
It's always inconsistent.
Yeah. Have you tried any gumbo? I mean, is that New Orleans more say Baton Rouge?
Yeah, New Orleans, but I tried the gumbo. It tastes pretty good. It got a lot of potatoes, vegetables, crab. You can put crab, seafood in there, and it tastes good.
Excellent.
I like it.
Excellent. A little bit of the culture. You have people. Do you run into people that speak Creole and all that stuff out there? Have you gotten into like the culture outside of the campus yet? Okay. Okay. We've been there for 1 year, so maybe this year you'll venture off campus a couple times there. What's the nightlife like out there?
Nightlife is.
I mean, it's a black college, so what's going on?
It's pretty nice. We have a lot of parties. You know, we got a lot of parties down there. New Orleans, we have a show called like Bayou Classic. That's what it's called. So we have the cheerleaders. We have like events for the cheerleaders and step dancing teams.
Okay.
And then like the next day, Saturday or the weekend, we have the football team. So they playing for a championship, and like if they win, they go on to the next round.
Okay.
So it's pretty nice.
That's fun. What other teams? All right, so you have the basketball team at Southern. What other sports teams there are doing pretty decent or notable that we should watch?
It's really basketball, football, volleyball. I know for a fact is doing good, and I really haven't seen soccer or the baseball team.
Okay.
And they have the bowling team, but you know nobody watched that. So.
Bowling. You know, it's funny. My high school just got a bowling team, man. That's actually pretty good. They winning championships. I'm like, bowling? We got bowling now? That's
Aaron's a pretty good bowler.
I know, man. You fucking hell. Every time nobody ain't watching that, man. I'm surprised you're not on the intramural bowling team.
He's pretty good.
You be bowling like 200, man, sometimes. He get you up there in the 150s, 180s, and you be like, shit.
Our oldest brother's a good bowler. Alan's a pretty good bowler, too. Like, when he's really locked in, he can bowl as well. You know, doesn't Chris Paul hold that bowling classic every year? So athletes, on ESPN. He has like a celebrity bowling classic that he holds every year. So, you know, we're multifaceted athletes. Like bowling doesn't take that much. It's not as demanding as basketball. You know, we still can excel at it nevertheless. So that's exciting to hear.
Okay, that's facts. That sounds good. What do you think? Okay, so how are we going to start the Aaron Ray story off? Do we jump in? Do we start from high school?
Yeah, I guess we can start from Middletown High School.
Okay, all right. Tell us a little bit about the type of about your grind in high school and just the process and transitioning to go to JUCO. Let's see if we can sum that up. I'm not sure. I have to break it down a little bit more, but yeah, just tell us a little bit about what you did in high school, some of the accomplishments your team had. Because you've been playing on the high school team you said since 8th grade?
Since 8th grade.
Yeah.
So you was on varsity since 8th grade, so you had about 5 years of high school, 5 years of high school basketball. It's amazing. So yeah, tell us about that experience, kind of growing up in the Middletown high school system here, Section 9 system, and then transitioning into Garden City.
So I started off playing varsity in 8th grade. But when I first moved up here, I played JV my 7th grade year. And by the time my JV year ended, that's when the head coach for the varsity team put me up to varsity. And that's when they played Section 9. That's when they went to the first Section 9 game against Newburgh. And that was the pretty...
You was on the team?
Yeah, I was on the team, but I didn't play. So that year we lost. That was a pretty tough loss that we had. And going through my 8th grade year to my freshman year, playing with my brother Kendrick, we had,
And Kendrick is 1 grade. How many grades ahead of you?
1.
Just 1 year. So this is your your freshman year? And Kendrick's a sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And my freshman year, we did the same thing. We went to Section 9. We lost the same team, Newburgh. And, I really didn't have that. I really have a good year my freshman year. Not just basketball-wise, but school-wise, because I messed up my schoolwork, not taking care of business. My grades was messed up. So I had to take advantage So
did you go to like summer school or anything?
Yeah, I went to summer school to get my grades up a little bit, and exactly the same thing next year, my sophomore year. I did the same thing. My grades was messed up, so I was really in a bad position. And I was.
Did you ever like lose eligibility for it, or was that ever in danger?
It wasn't in danger. I just had to take a couple courses to get my GPA up, and I did that in summer school. And my junior year, that's when I started focusing more. And I'm telling myself that I have to get good grades because I don't want to have to pay for college, you know. So I just wanted to get a scholarship, and my junior year, I had a 2.5 at the end of my junior year, and then going to my senior year, I had a 2.7, 2.8.
Okay, so much better,
At the end of my
senior year. The latter part of your high school career, you were doing better in school. It was really the first couple of years that was real tough, or really that you weren't really locked in and focused as much, and then picked it up as you matured and got older, junior and senior. But I guess at the end of the day, when the whole pod came together, it wasn't quite enough to qualify for D1 right out of school, right? Out of school, So what was that process like? Like when did you learn that, hey, I know I've got the great talent to go D1, but I'm not going to qualify? And what was your reaction, and what was then the next steps that you had to take?
Just telling myself, like, you can't be lazy, you can't do the stuff like other people doing, you can't follow them, you just gotta be your own self, you gotta be humble, you gotta take care of your own business when nobody's watching. Even if it's your family, your friends, you just gotta go, you just gotta do it yourself. And going to JUCO, first I had to take my SATs, and I did pretty good on that, but I forgot the score I had. So the JUCO I went to was Garden City, Kansas, and that environment it's boring, but it's a good basketball program.
Garden City, Kansas.
It's a good basketball program. Yeah, it's like the same thing in Louisiana. The environment is just.
You're always in the middle of like nowhere, like the country, man.
It was in the middle of nowhere.
Don't you know the Klansman is in Kansas and Baton Rouge and shit, man.
Do you think that you decided to, were there any other JUCOs looking at you besides Garden City before you made your decision to go there?
I have Hutchinson, the number one team.
Yeah, Hutchinson.
I have, what's that team in Philadelphia, in Philly? God.
But you had another team
I had another team in Philly.
Okay.
I had another one in Wyoming, JUCO. Where else I had? That's all I really remember.
Okay. So what
how's that recruiting process go? I kind of understand how the college thing how the college goes do it. All right, so are those JUCOs, they reaching out to you? Do you go on like visits to see the campus before making that decision?
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same process.
Yeah, it's the same process. Okay. You know, they just look at your games, your scouting reports, and all that. And,
do most guys stay 2 years in JUCO, or is there a possibility if you have a really good freshman year and there's D1s that want you can leave your freshman year and go play 3 years somewhere else?
Yeah, you could leave 1 year and play and go D1 for 3 years. Some people just stay for 2 years just to get more experience. So when they go to D1, they know how it's going to be.
Alright. Today we bring you
back, so that's why they stay for 2 years.
What should be your plan, or someone's plan, if they're going to? So let's say if you don't qualify to go Division I right out of high school, you still have an opportunity. The world is not over yet. What are some of the things that a person in that position should consider when going to JUCO? Like, how should they? What are the things they should consider when choosing their JUCO? And then also, what are the same considerations they should make when choosing their college? Because they're only going to have 2 years, right? So, what are some of the things that you have to consider and toss up when you're choosing between all these different JUCOs?
You just
what are you looking for? What are you looking to get? And, yeah.
You're just basically looking for the coaches having your back mostly, making sure right things, making sure you're doing good in class, making sure you're going hard on the court, and and all that. And after that, they're gonna hit up coaches, or any D1 coach gonna hit up them and let you know how they feel about you, and that's basically it. Going from JUCO and like going to a JUCO, you just it's the same process. You just gotta see if you like the campus. That's basically one. If you like the campus, if you have a good area around it, if you have good people. Same thing as the coaches. You gotta be in good touch with them, and that's what they like. Just keep in touch, and that's it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I remember when you were at Garden City, right? You had a host family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Does everyone get a host family, like when they go to JUCO?
Back us up real quick and even tell us what a host family is.
Yeah, a host family is like we have a family with kids. If they don't have kids, and they like basically it's just like if you're not home and you're all the way out there, it's basically like a family day. They buy you groceries. They let you stay at their house, spend the night with their kids, have fun, and it's pretty nice. And we only did it. We only did it in JUCO. I don't know if any other schools does that.
Yeah. So your other teammates had host families as well.
Teammates.
So it's just like a support system, since your family's all the way on the other side of the United States, basically. Yeah. So you can get acclimated to to Kansas. They show you around, show you where to go, show you what are the fun spots to go to, where to eat at, and stuff like that. We had a chance to meet the host family when we actually went out there. They were in the church. They had about They had 4 kids?
4 kids.
4 kids, and one on the way, right?
One, it already happened.
Yeah, they just had another baby.
3 daughters and a son.
Yeah, so basically, host family. They just a support system for you when you go over there, so that you don't feel alone. Because a lot of these guys are coming from the East Coast, coming all the way over to the Midwest, and they don't know anything about what's going on there. So they provide them with these host families just to get them a little bit more acclimated.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. What do you think would be some advice and for yourself? Well, your advice for others, and then for yourself, what you did. Kind of like the same question. What are the things you're considering and tossing up in your mind when going into the Division I, or even for other people, Division II, Division III, when they're making that transition from junior college into college now? Because you only have 2 years, so you have to kind of go in with a different perspective than I imagine if you're coming in right out of high school and you have 4 years. So what are the expectations? What are you looking for? What's some advice you have for others that are going to be making those decisions? What are some things they should be looking to do and looking for to see to it they make the right decision?
I'll say you gotta, of course, be prepared, be in shape. You just gotta stay focused and basically just listen to the coach, what he gotta say. Work hard every day. Just keep in contact, communicate with your coaches, players, with your teammates. That's really it. Just be you. Don't let nobody turn you into somebody you don't want to be. That's it. Just have fun, stay focused, and work hard.
Cool. What would you say has been some of the hardest things you've had to overcome? Being all the way out in Kansas at Garden City and making that transition into college with some of the major hardships you've had to overcome, and how did you overcome them, and what's some advice you can give to the to the next generation coming up behind you about that?
I would say mostly when I'm going through hard times, I just just think to myself, like, what's the next move I'm gonna make? What's gonna happen in a year? What's gonna happen in 2 years? You never know. You could be somebody in a year, and you just gotta maintain and keep focused. That's basically the main thing about it. Just keep focused and don't let negativity around you. Just keep that positive vibe.
Yeah. So let's talk about, obviously student athletes get injured all the time, right? When you were at Garden City, was it your first or your second year? I now remember you hurting your hand and you sitting out for a couple of games. How was that, being injured and keeping your positivity high while you were, watching, your teammates compete? How did you keep a clear head and keep focused? Like you said, you gotta keep focused. How were you able to do that while sitting out, being injured?
I was just, I was frustrated at the beginning. I didn't know that I broke my hand. It happened in practice. I was playing defense, and one of the players on the other team passed the ball, and I had my hand there late, and the ball pushed my hand back. So I went to the doctors and got an X-ray, and they said the middle of my hand of the bone was snapped. So being on the bench and just watching my team play just had me like, shit, I just wanna go out there and play too. And, it was tough because at that time they was losing 3, 4, 5 games straight. And I know everybody wanted me back because the way I played, the hard work I put in, and because I played both ends, offense and defense on the court. So when I had my cast off, I had to go through therapy. I had therapy to get my hand stronger, and I was so desperate to go back on the court that when I took off my cast, I got a ball and started shooting, but I couldn't really get the lift off because my hands were still hurting. So I did therapy for a couple weeks, probably 2-3 weeks, just squeezing the ball and doing what's that other thing for the hand with the squares? The squares.
Okay.
I had that. And just ice it, and that's all I was doing, just squeezing, strengthening my hand with the ball, and just icing it, and then really massaging it too as well. And then once it got better, that's when I started going back to the gym, shooting, getting my rhythm back. And the last couple of games, that's when my shots was falling and I was playing good. And that year, my freshman year, we went to the semifinals to play Hutch to go into the chip. So that game, we lost by 2. It was 64-62.
Still remember the score.
It was a close game, and it was all because some dude got an N1 layup, and one of my teammates fouled, and he hit the free throw. And that was the end of the my season.
Freshman year.
So that was your freshman year.
Yeah, my freshman year.
At Garden City.
But that was the best year you said you had, right?
Yeah.
Best year I have
semifinals.
Freshman year, and then my sophomore year.
Yeah, let's talk about the sophomore year because it was a little bit more of a struggle. I feel like your first year, your team was a little bit more together. Like y'all really were like a team, and then going into your second year, you had obviously some new guys come in, and I felt like they were extremely selfish and they were just looking out for themselves and they didn't play team ball. So just talk about the struggles that you faced in your second year and struggles that, you know, many student athletes may face when they, you know, in every year is different. Obviously, in college, in JUCO, you have a different experience every year. So just talk about how your second year wasn't as great as the first.
Yeah, my sophomore year, we actually we did good in the beginning of the season. You know, scrimmages to prepare for the regular season. And, when the regular season started, we won about five games straight, and then to the middle of the season, we started going up and down, and then towards the end, we just fell off in the first round, and like we had all seniors, so everybody just wanted to score. So we didn't have role players. We didn't have like two superstars. I would say to really be leaders on the court. We just had one person shooting, one person doing something else, you know, and it was really frustrating, and and you can't have teams like that. So that's going through that was frustrating. So
what are some things, if you could rewind the hands of time, what's some stuff that you could have done differently, or maybe to be more influential? Was there anything that you think you could have done to kind of help bring the team together, change things?
I could have been more vocal. You know, a lot of teams don't have that. A lot of players don't talk. You know, players playing around in practice, not taking it seriously. You got a couple people focused, other people playing, not listening to the coach, you know, causing distractions. And like off the court, school, same deal with on the court. Not having coaches playing you because your actions. So disciplinary sit-ups.
Yeah.
How tough is that?
Like one of his teammates was like, it was like his seventh school or something like that, right?
Like, 7 different junior colleges?
He was bouncing from place to place because he was a knucklehead, like, you know. And granted, many student athletes don't get that opportunity to bounce from school to school to school to school. He was a raw talent, but he just didn't listen. He didn't have any type of discipline, and I don't even know. Do you know? Because you said, I know you had a few seniors on your team when you were a senior. Do you know where any of these other guys ended up that were on your team?
I know.
I should have. All right, I'm coming.
Hassan, he went to St. Louis.
Okay, that's good.
Omari, he went to Villanova. He just won the championship, national championship.
Omari who?
Omari Spellman.
Oh wait, you talking about from Middletown?
Yeah.
You talking about from Garden City, right?
From Garden.
Yeah.
From Garden City.
Yeah. Did any of your teammates?
Yeah, but he did play with Omari Spellman, who's going to be that. You should have asked that question when we was going through Middletown, because you know what I mean. He did play with Omari Spellman, who was he a sophomore? He was a redshirt freshman at Villanova this year, and played excellent. And was the fat kid back in the day. Was he not? He was the fat kid.
Yeah, he was big.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so no other guys got
No, guys from Garden City that.
Garden City.
Yeah.
We have one he was an African.
You said like. I got you.
He moved from different schools, but I forgot like what schools he went to.
Okay.
So.
But someone else went to D1.
Yeah.
That came out of your graduating class. Okay. So you're done at Garden City, right? So let's talk about the transition into the D1 school. Let's talk about what happened there. So what were your plans coming out of Garden City Community College, and what colleges were looking at you?
My plan was to go D1, you know, because my family went D1, all of them, my sister and my two brothers. So I had to make the decision to not go D2 or D3 and go D1. And, the schools that recruited me, it was Iona, Dayton, North Southern Illinois,
North Texas, that's a good one.
Idaho,
Legendary.
Weber State.
Oh, they love.
I had a lot of offers. And that's all I remember.
Okay.
Good stuff. Where we at? What's going on with this? Good stuff. Where we at? What would you say? Let me see. Alright, so now are we so you had a alright, so hold. We make our way to university, probably didn't have the year that you wanted to have last year. What would you say? I'm trying to see how we break this down going into last year. What was your expectations going into last season? What was some of the talks that you might have had with your coach, and you know, from the workouts? What were you expecting to do? And then obviously you didn't get as much out of it as you wanted to your first year. With some of the stuff, how did you keep yourself up throughout the year? How did you keep yourself motivated and focused? And now going into your next year, you know what you got to do. So that's like a 3 or 4 part question. So let's start off with the beginning. What were some of your expectations going into last season? You know, where did you see yourself fitting in the rotation? And you know, how was the preseason workouts going and the practices going leading into the season?
The preseason, it was pretty good. Workouts was early in the morning, 6 a.m.
Really? 6 a.m. workouts.
We had weights in the morning, and you know, and then later on in the day we'll have practice, and 2 in the afternoon. And it went well. Our workouts I wouldn't say it was hard, but it was hard.
How long did they last again?
It was season. It lasted a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'll say. Not too bad. We played a couple scrimmages. The coach is just finding like different roles, so when the season starts, he'll know like what's the starting 5, what's the bench, how he's gonna rotate the bench plays in. And,
so they're figuring all that out in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, in the preseason.
Wow.
And preseason, at the end of the preseason, we was, I'll probably say fifth in the preseason.
In the conference?
Yeah, in the conference.
Okay.
And we did
Out of how many teams?
What is it?
How many teams are in your conference?
Maybe like
8?
maybe
8?
10. Alright.
8?
That's not that good, right?
8?
Yeah.
So
You
they
don't wanna
fell
be-
within
yeah.
the middle.
Gotcha.
Basically, within the middle. They fell 5th
That was
in the
preseason.
conference.
Okay.
Preseason, so.
You said
Not too
workouts
bad.
were going pretty good too?
Yeah, we had 6 a.m. workouts. Other days we'll do miles in the gym. Time, so you know everybody had to make their time. usually, sometimes it was like 5. Mostly, I'll get done like 5:30, 5:35, the most. And we like the shooting. I think the all guards gotta make 5:30, and like the forwards gotta make 6 minutes in the mile. So we had to do that. We had to do that twice. So we did one mile, 5:30, and then the next group go, and then we go again. We take a break. We go again. Do 2 mile. Do a mile the second time. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, talk about conditioning. Y'all want to go D1? You want to go Division 1? You got to be in shape, first off. And what you say? 6 a.m. workout?
6 a.m.
You gotta
to go run 2 miles.
You're going to be getting up early. And this is the same thing that I experienced when I was at school. We used to call it the Breakfast Club. That's what they called it.
Yeah, we got it. But our breakfast club is kind of different. It's like if we late or don't show up the next morning or the weekend, we gotta wake up. Not at 6, but we gotta wake up at 4.
The crack of dawn.
4. And usually we don't go in the weight room. We go to the football field. And we run them stadiums, and that'd be the worst.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst.
In his case, the Breakfast Club was punishment, but in our case, the Breakfast Club was basically our conditioning to get us prepared for our conditioning test. Because everyone knows that Coach Stringer had a policy: if you don't pass her conditioning test, you're not going to practice. So this was the prep for us to get ready for the conditioning test and for practice, because she expected you to be at a level that she could, work with. You can't be going to practice and being tired and slouching over and breathing heavy and doing all that stuff.
The coach not gonna have that.
Exactly. So if you think about going Division 1, I'm pretty sure even Division 2, Division 3, they have standards, and the coach is going to want you to be in condition, and you got to take this stuff seriously. So you got to start training yourself to do this now. The first episode, we talked about separation work and how Daddy used to make us wake up in the morning and go to the track and do jump rope and do steps and all that stuff. All this is preparing you for when you ultimately get to the next level, when you ultimately get to JUCO, when you ultimately get to Division 1. These are the things that will help you grow and will help you become a better athlete,
What would you say is the difference between playing on the junior college level to playing on the Division 1 level?
I say in JUCO, I say you get a lot of free time. You get a lot of plays to yourself. You can make plays yourself. You can call out plays, but mostly the coaches are telling you what to run, but it depends on the player. If he got it going, that's he could play. He could keep playing until he get tired or he's off or he's not playing well. Now in college, it's sort of different. You gotta take play by play. You can't force turnovers. You can't.
Yeah, I would say it's a little like in JUCO. It's not as structured. Like guys can go 1-on-1 and do all that stuff. Like they're not really listening.
Much more structured in college.
Yeah, it's much more structured in the Division 1. And if in Division 1, if you make a mistake, you coming right out as immediately. Like in JUCO, they give you a little bit more leeway. When if you make a mistake or if you're doing something. And I think guys on the JUCO level, just seeing it from his experience, there was some people on the team that didn't take it serious. Like, they were taking it for granted. And I don't think that you see that a lot in college. Like, in college, you, like in Division I, you know that everybody's competing for a spot. You know that if you mess up one day, someone's gonna come and take your spot. That's not the case in JUCO. It's a lighter load, if you want to say.
Wow. Did you struggle with any of that transition? You know.
I haven't really been struggling, but you know, just going through the process and just getting over it, and just got to do what I have to do. You know, and you just can't focus on the bad. You just gotta keep moving forward, and you just gotta keep going.
There we go. What's some things that you're doing now, just in the off season, to prepare for your senior year, going to your last year of college?
I'm working out. Trying to change my diet as I officially start school. When I officially start school.
When does school start?
I'm not sure, but it's in the beginning of August.
Okay.
It's in the beginning of August. Probably like 2 weeks in. And mostly my main goal in my senior year, going to my senior year, is getting my degree, which my family talks about a lot. You know, that's a biggest thing. And playing wise, basketball, definitely win a championship and going to the NCAA tournament to get.
That'd be nice.
To get looks. So when I graduate, I could start my professional career. And maintain the course. Listen to my coaches. Grind day by day. You know, take care of your body. Ice baths, therapy, whatever's wrong with you. Take advantage of it, because I sure didn't during my high school, during my JUCO, and my junior year of college. So definitely take advantage of therapy and getting your body right. And eating healthy, mostly. And that's it.
He didn't like getting in the ice tub.
Awesome. Yeah.
I call him on the FaceTime all the time talking about get in the ice tub. You know, it's too cold. But now, obviously, as a senior, he understands, you know, going into senior year, that's going to be beneficial. You know, it sucks when you're sitting in the ice and doing all that, but, you know, it's beneficial for your body. It helps your body to recover. It reduces muscle soreness. It helps you recover to the next workout, so you're not stiff and, you know, sore and hurting for the next workout. It alleviates a little bit of that pain, even though you're still going, you know, you're still going to be sore, because that's what happens. You're working out basically every day, whether that's, you know, in the weight room or conditioning.
Oh, make sure you got stretch too.
Yeah.
Stretch.
You gotta stretch. Absolutely. You gotta warm up your muscles before. And like I said, you gotta make sure you stretch before and stretch after. They're both very crucial, you know. Like I said, like the previous you know, show we said, as a health hack, guys overseas in Europe, they take advantage of that all the time. Like, they're far advanced when it comes to recovery than we are over here. We don't take that stuff as seriously as they do over there, but always got to make sure you stretch after a game or after you work out, because that also helps, you know, keep your body intact.
Awesome. Yeah, man. What's something that you don't like to do, that you have to do? You're doing it because you know it's gonna get you to the next step. What do you hate doing? What do you not like doing? But you grind through it because you have to.
I hate running.
And you can run very good. You used to run track.
Yeah.
How you don't like running? You run track.
He used to run track.
That's what you do, man. That's what you do. If you don't like something, you just gotta thrust yourself into it 100%.
Absolutely.
Shoot. My man was on the track team. Was a track star.
Running, going through the training process. That's to be prepared, to be sharp when you're on the court playing.
How about watching film? Do you watch film? You do watch a lot of film. Yeah.
Film, yeah, I watch film.
You like watching film?
And I like watching film so I can see all the bad things I do on the court, offense and defensive wise. And it makes me better so I can see what I'm doing wrong. So when I play, I won't make the same mistakes again. Especially reading defense a lot. It's a lot of players don't play defense, but some apparently do.
You
gotta be able.
Gotta be a two-way player.
Gotta be able to score, pass. Not only pass, rebound, play defense, and give it all you got.
I love it. What else have we not touched on? Brought us up to where you're at now. You're about to head back for your senior year. Yeah, you got to really take a leadership role as a major upperclassman this year, senior year. What kind of, I don't know, is there any pressure to be the leader of this team and to take over games and take that last shot and to galvanize, get together the rest of your teammates to follow you into war? Is there any extra pressure, or is that any of that like weighing on your mind?
It's a lot of pressure because we have I have teammates that want to be players, play on their team, but it takes different guys to step up. You can't be the go-to guy all the time. You gotta be a team player. You gotta be a teammate. You gotta tell your teammates to stay positive. You could go through difficult times sometimes, and that can go a whole lot. And you just gotta communicate. That's the biggest thing. You just gotta communicate with your teammate, and that'll make a whole lot better.
Yeah. So you said that one of the things that you could have done better at Garden City was being more vocal, right? So going into your senior year, work on that, and like Austin said, become the leader, because your team is gonna need that. Not a lot of people like to step up to the plate and be the leader, whether that and it doesn't always have to come from the person that's scoring the most points. Obviously, I'd like to say you're a tempo setter. You can come in and change the tempo of a game on either side. The defensive end, come in and give your guys a spark of energy off the bench, as well as come in and being an offensive threat, because you can shoot, you can rebound, you can go to the basket. So, from my perspective, I think that if you become more of a vocal leader, your teammates will look to you and galvanize around you, and y'all will have a better collective effort, going into your senior year. So, keep that, just be mindful of that. When stuff starts getting hard, you gotta be the person that's be like, look, you gotta stick together, because it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy getting all your teammates on the same page. Like it's very hard to have a group of 12 guys come together for, to accomplish one goal. You say you want to win a championship. That's a hard thing to accomplish. A lot of people don't win conference championships. fortunately, me and Austin have conference championships, and that took a lot to get to. That took a lot. And Rutgers, that's the only conference championship Coach Stringer has under her belt right now. And we beat UConn. The mighty UConn, what people say. But I think that year everyone was just so together, that it didn't matter who we played against. That didn't matter. What mattered was how we felt and what we believed in and the preparation that we put in. Like, don't take those workouts for granted. The 6 a.m.s where you gotta get up, that's your time to bond with your teammates. You gotta bond with them and make sure everybody's doing what they need to do. And obviously you said it's a lot of pressure, but it comes with the title. There's a saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So going in,
Where's the crown?
absolutely.
About that.
So you just gotta stay positive and be that leader that your team needs. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Any closing thoughts, man? Any last bit of advice, man, to give to the younger generation out there, folks that's looking up to you, especially the kids in this area, man, that want to be the next Aaron Ray, coming up in Middletown or in another outside of a major city, and they're going by unknown. They haven't made that big splash yet. What can you tell them?
I'll say, coaches, don't let coaches rile you up and saying that when they first recruit you, they're gonna play you this and that. Don't believe it. I mean, you believe it, but don't believe it. Expect the unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice to y'all when y'all go to college. It's just you never know when you have your chance to get on the court and play. So just work hard preseason until the end of ball season. And just work out, train hard, and listen to the coach.
Stay focused. There you go.
There we go. That's facts, man. That's facts. Absolutely. Definitely expect the unexpected.
Yeah,
nothing is promised.
That's a great piece of advice.
Absolutely. Nothing is promised. And, what he just said right there is the golden key, man. Making sure you're working your ass off, because when your number is called, you got to perform. You got to perform, man. You got to perform. When your number is called, it's time to perform. And, that's how you prove yourself. You get these little spots of opportunity. And you got to take advantage of it and make the most of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, take your opportunity, this upcoming year, and take full advantage of it and shine bright. We'll be watching. Absolutely. And we're definitely looking forward to it. We're definitely looking forward to seeing you, elevate to that next level. And I think it's so great that you and Kendrick are about a year apart, because you get to see him do some things, and then it just kind of it just sets that bar right there for you to just come right behind him and move it up another level. So that's I feel like you two are always kind of in competition with each other. So that's great. That's great. You always kind of have somebody there, just pushing you.
Yeah. Right. So that was.
That's the Aaron Ray episode, baby. From the big city to Garden City to the capital city, baby.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And look forward to our next motivational story. We're trying to have a dear friend of ours who grew up in this area as well. John Merchant has an incredible story. A very unique story. Nevertheless, so he should be coming up next, hopefully within this next weekend, if not this weekend, next weekend. So look out for that. And that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in.
FMPO show for motivational purposes only, baby.
Alright.
FMPO, what up?